like I said, I went into the recruiting process with an open mind. I really wanted to take the time and enjoy my visits and really consider the possibilities at those schools, and I think I did that. But like I said, all the other factors propelled me to Ohio State.
Um, you said I strongly or seriously maybe considered them. What made you give them that serious consideration that you weren't giving anybody else? And then in the end, ultimately, what was it that steered you to Ohio State?
Just I with those other schools as well. I had a few connections, like Joey Ward. I trained with him at Moran's growing up, so I was able to take two visits out to UNC, and just that connection with him, and then also the coaches as well. I really like the coaches, so kind of just the same factor in both places. I got along really well with the guys and the coaches, but ultimately, as I mentioned earlier, just being able to go and train it's there's like a different type of like respect when you go and train with the guys. So I got that feeling at Ohio State because I was able to go and grind with them all the
Sure.
time in the spring, and I
Yeah.
had that opportunity. And like I said, I just really loved the coaches, loved the guys, and I just couldn't pass up that opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, and there's something to be said. You nailed it right. Training with somebody, it's different than meeting them for a weekend and checking out a football game.
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
bond, that rapport that you get to build. Um, who did you get the opportunities to train with when you were, in high school going to the RTC?
So before, actually, when we were in high school, I was really good, and we're still really good friends. But Colin Moore, I was super close with him,
Yeah.
so I had that connection right there, right off the bat. But going in, I was able to train with Miles, who I built a really close bond with. And like I said, Colin, Bojo, I mean, all those guys is just they were beating up on me, and I had a lot of respect for them. So.
When you were going, was one of the pitches, we're gonna get out of Steelwood and we're gonna have a new wrestling facility.
Honestly, that was at that time it wasn't a huge pitch, but I don't know. I didn't understand what the Jennings Center was at that moment. So I knew it was going to be some cool facility. I didn't know if they were hyping it up or not, but uh, at the time, like I said, I had a super strong connection with the guys, and I knew that was the place that I wanted to be. But looking back now, I mean that would have been a definite game changer as well, seeing this facility.
I guess he's like I didn't really understand exactly what the Jennings Center was going to be. What did you envision it? Right? Did you hear what they were saying? Like, there's no way they're blowing it up, or did they just not paint the picture that helped you understand exactly how big and beautiful it was going to be?
I mean, yeah. Honestly, I was like, I think they might be hyping it up a little bit. Like, I mean, they're talking to a recruit. They might be hyping it up a little bit, making it look a lot better. But I mean, I think they nailed every point. It's amazing. I mean, you guys have been there, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
arena on one
I thought you
side,
have.
world's greatest, biggest wrestling
Yeah,
room on the other
it's
side.
it's freaking amazing, and it is just a huge upgrade from Steelwood. So, I mean, we were butt to butt, locker to locker, like three showers in the locker room. It was a hard time at Steelwood.
What was I don't know. What do you remember about the first couple practices, or did you guys get to get in and see the facility before practice started? What were your impressions once you saw this new giant wrestling center?
I mean, it was just like I said, it was just a complete game changer. In Steelwood, we had the big poles in the middle. It was the thing about Steelwood that was cool about it. It was like one of those like I don't know, like your old wrestling facilities that are kind of like real hot and like
Yeah,
not a whole lot of room, and you're always running into each other and stuff. So it
gritty
had
Rocky
that vibe
style.
to it. That was a pretty cool vibe. But at the same time, we have basically anything we want in Jennings. So um, just I don't know, the mats are super soft. You got I don't know. There's just so many things about it. You basically whatever he wants in there. So it's just a completely different change of scenery, and I think all of us really love it. So
Is there a what's the single not biggest upgrade necessarily, but is there what's the nicest part about having this new facility for you?
uh, I think a lot of us guys as a whole, we really like the play site. So we have cameras on the mats that record our practices. So then we can go back and look at if we are looking at technique or whatever we want to see, if we're going live and see where we made a mistake and stuff. So we can get on there and like break down the video and go through it all. And we never had that. Um, we had never had that privilege at Steelwood.
So is that like I mean I get the cameras being pointed at the mats, right? Just recording what's happening. Do you go into a room and watch it? Is there an app on your phone? How do you access that?
Yeah, so the cameras are like up on the walls, and then it's this app called PlaySite. So we get on place. Our coaches press record before the practice, um, and then we get on after they end it, and they I don't know send it into the app or whatever. But we just get online, go to PlaySite, log in, and then all of our mats are right there, and then you can it has the whole practices, and then you can just break it down however you want. So sometimes we do uh, like team meetings, and we'll go through and look at a lot of the good things we did during practice and things like that. So it's just a cool privilege we have now.
Do you ever utilize that? And if so, like, are you watching your drilling? Are you watching yourself learn new technique? Are you watching yourself go live? And I guess are you watching and where do you how is it most impactful for you to use?
Yeah, I use it a lot actually. And then a couple ways I like to use it. So if we're doing technique, I always have that video right there that I can go back, and if I forget a little piece or whatever, I can go back and look and listen what coach is saying. So you have that part about it that's pretty cool. But a lot of times I use it for live. Just say we're in scrambles or anything like that. Any scenario that I feel like I need to improve on, or if like I don't know, like I say, an opening for my double. Like I can just be watching practice and realize like, oh, I should have shot there, or
Yeah,
just the simple things like that. It's kind of cool that I use it for.
that's awesome. Are you competition wise? Are you a film guy? Do you watch your film? Do you watch film on other guys?
Um, Not typically. I don't really like to think too much into that because then it starts getting into my own head, and I'd rather just go out there. I feel like I compete best if I go out there and just kind of wrestle my match and wrestle hard for 7 minutes. So I don't
Yeah,
really watch too much film. If I do, then I'll just see maybe tendencies what another guy does, but I don't really cater my wrestling
yeah.
much.
Do you watch your own matches the way you
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
our
all the time.
practice? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like, do
yeah.
you watch
But
with the critical
even
eye?
what'd you say?
Do you watch like with the critical eye?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so whatever I do, I'm always pretty hard on myself about if it's not perfect.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it was perfect, but you came out on top in Vegas last weekend. How do you assess? Not, I mean, obviously you won every match, so that's great. How do you assess the performance?
Uh, I mean, I really liked my effort. I think I wrestled really hard for 7 minutes, but kind of my big takeaway from the weekend is what me and the coaches talked about is just more attempts. I mean, I was I don't know the exact number, but I I finished the majority of my shots, so I just kind of have to take more because more attempts, obviously, it picks up the pace and just causes more pressure on the other guy. So just need to make sure I'm creating more openings and shooting more. So
I mean, that's a big. It's one of like the two big in-season tournaments, right? That and Scuffle, essentially the
yeah.
biggest ones. What does that do confidence-wise for you? Moving really in the second semester, not quite yet, but it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, inside it boosts my confidence a lot. Outside, I think if it's the same, I know where I stand, and I don't really I don't know. Outside opinion doesn't really bother me much. So
Sure.
um, I know where I'm at, and I'm just gonna keep like I said, wrestling my match and wrestling hard for 7 minutes, and then if I do that, I believe that good things are going to happen.
Talk to me about second semester. If you wrestle in the Big Ten, it is no freaking joke. It is Friday, Sunday, nearly the entire semester, and hammers, right? I'm sure through. I don't know exactly everybody you guys are wrestling this year, but I know it's just like top 20 guy, top 5 guy, top 10 guy, nearly every week. And you now that you've been through it a couple of times, is there a way to approach it? I think mentally that maybe you're adjusting as you go, or is it just like, man, it's just wrestling, just wrestle matches, keep doing it.
That's how I like to think of it, or I try to at least. I mean, it's just wrestling, so like I said, I try to just take it one match at a time, even though how brutal the Big Ten can be.
Yeah,
If you hang on to losses or wins for too long, then it's going to affect your performance in the next match. So, like I said, I just try to take it one match at a time. Maybe take a day or two, if possible. Sometimes you have those Friday and then Sunday
yeah.
heaters, so uh, you take a day or two, assess your performance. You can either dwell or whatever. You can dwell or be happy about it for a couple of days, and then you got to shake it off and get back out there and start grinding again, because there's going to be another heater coming up. So just take it one match at a time and get ready for the next one.
Yeah, and you, I think a minute ago you said if you if you dwell too long, or you get you feel good about a win for too long, what however you want to categorize that, that can be a bad thing, right? Has that happened to you before? Have you lost and felt sorry about yourself when you needed to do the opposite, or maybe you got a win, you're riding high and you got knocked back down?
Yeah, for sure. I think that happened a lot to me my freshman year. So I was I was off my redshirt freshman year. So I tore both of my UCLs and my elbows,
Oh my
which
gosh!
is kind of crazy. And I
In one at the
rehabbed
same
both of them.
time or separately? Sorry.
So my senior year of high school, um, I think in like January. So at the end of my senior year, I had to wear I don't know if you guys remember, but I wore an arm sleeve, like a shooting sleeve. It looks silly, but my whole senior year, or my end of my senior year, I had to wear a shooting sleeve because I tore my UCL and my elbow, and then I wrestled through it all through state and the Dapper Dan and things like that. And then I somehow, my trainers say it's the craziest thing, somehow rehabbed it all the way. So it feels pretty good. I don't think they would ever be 100%, but they feel good enough to wrestle. Um, and then my summer of, yeah, coming into college, I tore my other UCL,
Oh gosh.
unfortunately. So those are, and obviously the UCL, that's the Tommy John surgery. So I decided not to get surgery again, and I took like 7 months, or I don't know, 6 or 7 months to try to rehab that one back. And fortunately, I was able to rehab that that one back to close to 100%. And then so I kind of had a rough redshirt year, and I think that affected my performance for my freshman year when I actually was in the lineup. And then also cutting down to 165 didn't help too much. So I kind of had a rough first couple of years, and a lot of those losses, I think I took too personally, and I let it. I kind of dwelled on them, and just kind of didn't really believe in myself at all, and that obviously affected my performance going forward.
It's crazy. I mean, I know you know this, and Kyle, and everybody. It's crazy how much confidence and a mindset can be, and just going the opposite way, right? How quickly it could, go negative, right? And maybe that's kind of what
Oh,
happened.
yeah, for sure. I mean, mindset is everything. If you don't believe you're going to win when you walk out on the mat, then there's a 99% chance that you're not going to win. And like I said, my freshman year, that's kind of I didn't believe in my training. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe really much in anything. So, and my performance showed that. So, luckily, I got my mindset around, and I have a lot of confidence right now. So.
Back to the hurting your arm for the second time on the other arm. What was that like mentally? Because you're like, I wore the sleeve in the second half of your senior year of high school, and then it happens again, and it's like I think you said 6 7 months of rehab. That's just gotta like that's gotta be tough.
Yeah, yeah, it was really hard. I mean, but I had a purpose of being at Ohio State. I knew what I wanted to accomplish. So, like I said, through all the lows and everything, I still um, I still believed, although I didn't have a lot of belief in myself. I believed that I was going to accomplish my goal one of these days, and I knew that just this year or the next year that it wasn't part of God's plan. So I just had to keep when I was after the rehab and stuff. I just had to keep my head down and keep training hard. And one of these days, the highs will come with it. So
Yeah, and I can assume, but I don't know, right? You said I do believe one day I'll accomplish my goals. What are your goals?
my goal is for us as a team to win a national title and for to win a national title as well myself. So
Well, that's what my assumption was. Um, okay, awesome, man. We're running closer to the end. We got a couple little games we like to play. The first one,
all right,
Kyle
cool,
Kyle Klingman's going to step in, and I let him take over.
awesome.
Before I get to the game, I just want to point out just how it looks like the three of us are kind of like a puzzle here. I've got a gray shirt, you're black and red, and then Mark's is kind of like the combo. He's got the red in the back. We got beards. He's got long hair. It's just kind of this weird. It's like a yin and the yang with three people. So
Love it.
that's not part of the game. I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you,
We
Kyle.
have a game called we have a game called Sweat It Out. We have 5 questions. We hope to make you sweat. Caleb, are you ready?
I guess. Let's get it.
All right. Number 1. Who did Cale Sanderson defeat in the 2004 Olympic semifinals?
Dang. 2004. You have me sweating. I don't know.
Little,
Okay.
let's give him a hint.
Da-
Okay.
Daniel Cormier?
Oh, the
No, that's
Olympics, so
No.
it can't be an American.
Ah, dang.
He
I have
he
no clue then.
he fights in the UFC, maybe Bellator now, but I think it's the UFC,
Yeah, he's from Cuba.
and he's got the same last name as you.
Oh, Yoel Romero?
Yep.
Oh, dang.
Yep.
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So same last name.
Yeah, that's
Number
cool.
2. Number 2. What 2 colleges did Tom Ryan attend?
Syracuse University and Iowa.
Yep. Got it. Number 3. Name the Denver Broncos running back that had over 2,000 yards rushing in one season.
Terrell Davis.
Yep. You got it.
Boom.
Name
That's my
name the
team.
I know. I looked into it. Name the only Ohio State wrestling graduate that is the head coach at another Division I wrestling program.
Name what? Sorry, I missed the first part.
Okay. Name the only Ohio State wrestling graduate that is the head coach at another Division I wrestling program.
Dang, why do I feel like I know this? Um, I need a little hint.
I don't know.
Sacred Heart.
Dang, I don't think I know this.
How
Okay.
about
It's I don't want to give him a clue on, Mark, if you have another one.
he's related to scrambled legs.
I'm lost. I don't know.
His name's John Clark.
John Clark.
Mitch
No,
Clark's
I'm
brother.
lost on that one. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that one.
Yep. And then finally, number 5, name the movie this line is from. Did we just become best friends?
Step Brothers.
You got it.
All
4 out of
All
5
right.
with
right.
some help.
Let's go.
4 out of
What'd I
5.
get?
4 out of 5 with some help. So we'll give you
Nice.
4.
All right. I'm cool with that.
Are you sweating?
So
I was a little bit on a few of those.
All
I
right.
usually got all the football ones down too, though. So
Yeah, yeah. Of
that's good.
course,
Good
Kyle
work.
looked into it, knew who your team was.
Yeah.
All right, he does his homework. Last one. This is called wins and whoopings. So, if you
All
could
right.
think over the span of your entire career, from 4 years old or whenever you wrestled your first competitive match, with whistle and anklets and ref and everything, one match that stands out as a memorable win. It can be your best win. It can be pinning somebody in third grade who always used to kick your ass. It can be a comeback. It can be, whatever. It could be last weekend. Any win from your career at any time that's memorable, and then one straight up ass whooping that you took, which everybody's had at least one, that stands out as like just a horrible loss that you wish I wouldn't bring up.
Um, Honestly, so my win that I was gonna say was my first state title, just because it was a surreal moment. But for some reason, this just popped in my head. It's kind of funny, but Grundy or Ethan Smith, we call him Grundy. Grundy and I just found out the other day that I beat him in junior high, so I'm gonna say that one just to give him a little crap.
Ah, fantastic. Do you remember the
So me
match?
beating what?
Do you like remember the match?
No, I don't remember the match, but we were talking about some tournament we were in junior high, and he's like, "Dude, I feel like I wrestled you there." And I was like, "No, you didn't." And somehow we searched for like what 30 minutes or so, and somehow we found the results, and I actually wrestled Grundy at this tournament, so it was kind of cool.
What was the score?
I beat him up pretty good. I think I majored him.
I'm sure he thought
So
we'll bring this one up.
just to give him a little crap, yeah, I'll do that one.
All right,
But
great.
and then one of my worst losses, you were talking about when I was younger and I got beat up. So I never when I was younger, I didn't really get pinned at all. Besides one time that I could remember, and it was against Isaiah White in the I think it's called the Eastern Worlds, maybe. I don't know. It was
Okay.
one of the roller tournaments. So, and I think I went on to like be part of the roller team. I don't know, the Tulsa team or whatever that year. So it was kind of a big matchup, and Isaiah White crossface cradled me and pinned me. So yeah, I know. That was a tough loss. So, but we're pretty good friends now too. So that's kind of funny.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear, man. Um, okay, well, I mean that's kind of it. We're down to the end of the line. You won our games for the most part, and it's been an awesome conversation. Appreciate you having you on. We'll give you the final word. Anything you might want to say about anything?
No, just yeah. Thank you guys for having me. This is cool. It was a fun time. So thank you.
All right, man. Well,
Follow
thanks
me
for
on
joining
social
us.
media.
Yep, give him the
Caleb
plug.
Romero 7.
Caleb Romero
Caleb
7.
Romero 7. Yep.
All right, man. We will give it a follow, and we appreciate it. Best of luck to you for the rest of the year.
Thank you guys.
All right, thanks. Have a great day. Okay, and that's going to conclude with Caleb Romero, 3-sport star, cruise through Kyle's questions with relative ease. I figured you dug a little bit on that Terrell Owens question.
Well, I knew he was a Broncos fan, so I wanted to give him a little carrot and give him the team he loved.
All right, you got it, Kyle. Well, Kyle, thank you once again for being with us, and thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next week with another round of guests. Until then, we'll see you later. Thanks.